put down expectations of people who are just there waiting for money to peak. Some of them have actually now given up. That's the first major success of PDM. Because most of the people who are actually asking you questions about PDM and showing frustration are not supposed to be the beneficiaries of PDM. So what are they doing with the PDM? You go and interrogate and see the people who are, this can't work, they are not the target of the PDM. They are elites who want to capture a program meant for the people at the base. So, what is being done? What is being done is, number one, we have moved a long way in identifying who should be the beneficiaries. In each parish, at least in about 9,000 parishes out of the 10,500 parishes, we have identified the beneficiaries. I have reports with the clear beneficiaries in terms of the parishes. And now there are checklists to certify these beneficiaries. Are they the elites of the village, the parish, or the target groups? Number two, we have been able, so far now, in each parish of Uganda, to open up a bank account, a legible bank account, with eligible beneficiaries being the signatories of that bank account. In over 9,000 of them. There is a full list I will give your president, because we want full accountability and transparency on this program. We have been able, in this limited time of this massive program across the entire country, to be able to put in place now a feedback system which tells us what is happening in each parish, and we can respond. You remember last year when the parish development model was being designed, we have been designing. At first, they had taken a decision, government, that the money should pass through local governments. When it went to the local governments, you were the ones who reported. The cows helped themselves on it. Some cows. A number of them, I want to tell you, a number of them have been arrested. Others have refunded the money. Some who had not refunded the money have since also worked with the authorities to refund the money. We have also been able now to send these resources direct from Treasury to the beneficiary account, and locked that money there, not to be accessed by those who have no proof that they are the correct beneficiaries and they are ready to use the money. We sent it there, direct, and we have locked it there. We are unapologetic for that. Some people are like, when are you releasing this money? First of all, unlike all other monies of government, this money is for that parish. Nobody will ever return it to the treasury. It's their money. So why are we in a hurry? Hurry going where? People, you release the money quickly. Please, avoid those people. They shouldn't harass you to report those stories. Ask them tough questions. You want the treasury to release quickly this money to who? First, show us the beneficiaries. go to their households as a journalist, carry out investigative journalism. And you see the kind of people who want to be release the money to vis-a-vis the other members of the parish. So that direct disbursement is there. We've been able to also address a number of operational issues which we've been having. We are addressing them case by case. We have a fantastic team at right from the Ministry of Local Government, Secretariat, my Ministry of Finance, at the Office of the Prime Minister, the internal security organizations, ISO, and also other sister organizations. They are helping us to ensure that we address this issue. So, going forward, those parishes that have satisfied the requirements of disbursing now the money to the right people are going to get their 100 million shillings deposited there. The balance to make it 100 million. There are those I've now received the report today that there are a few parishes that have managed now to disburse the 25 million which we sent there. They are going to be checked on, assessed. We have a robust infrastructure in Uganda now. Operation Wealth Creation Officers, they are still in every locality of Uganda. We ask them, check. ISO, check with our people of government. Are these the right people? Once they have, and that checklist is there, my treasury team can give it to you. Once they confirm the following are going to the right people, the following circles are giving money to the right people, we are going to disperse their money and be able to continue, but also working as a whole government to address the other issues, like pillar number 1. This money is going for production, processing, and marketing of agricultural goods. How are we faring on, for example, the enterprise groups? These are the things we check. We cross-check and ensure that we do the right thing. By and large, our main focus in the PDM is to ensure that those Ugandans who have been left out of the economy of Uganda, because you hear this story a lot. You people, you tell us GDP is growing, but we don't feel it. Where is this GDP? Who has it? It's because the economy is growing in several sectors where most of the Ugandans are not. So we want the economy to grow from below when all Ugandans are participating. Broad-based kind of economic progress. And we bet on PDM contributing to that agenda, among other things we are doing.
All right, there you have it. Ramadan Gobi, the Permanent Secretary to the Treasury, discussing more to do with funding for financial inclusion, especially rotating around the parish development model and what the ministry is doing to ensure that these funds get to proper use, including setting out other government bodies to ensure that they make investigations to safeguard the money and everything. Of course, as we continue to have more of our discussions rotating around the SMB Insight, we are now joined by Ronan Ahabwe to have more of what has been trending within the business world, but also try to put a point or two on the same matter to do with the parish development model. Good morning, Ronan. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and a very good morning to you.
All right. Andrew, your take on this particular issue. You've had your say on matters to do with ISO being part of the investigations and everything.
Well, okay, I would believe ISO should be really focusing on bigger things than just, I'm not saying PDM is not something a big deal, it is a big deal, but now we're talking about intelligence. Okay, probably talk about CID, I would really listen, investigating how the funds are being distributed. Putting ISO into this whole, it's like the FBI or the Central Intelligence Agency investigating a local robber. I mean, it doesn't really. I'm just giving an example. But now, still looking back to this very topic, I really think, because Joram, you would agree with me, the parish development model is still at the infant stages. And at the infantry, we've seen massive levels of corruption that have really involved, seeing circles which weren't even there, fake names and all that stuff. So that makes it really something that I really think Ramadan Gobi could be true, could be right about saying, okay, we never wanted to really distribute 100%. I wanted to test the waters. At least 25% for the start would be very, very efficient. I would agree with him in that particular aspect. But still, I would really think the issues of corruption, it is something that really needs to be sorted out there. I mean, there are some other, because if you say you're involving ISO into this, I mean, those are state funds. I mean, those are, the way you pay such intelligence organizations, it's not the way you pay local crime on a local best level. I mean, that is still expenditure, government expenditure to the massive. I don't think I'm talking out of ignorance, but of course, if you go and search out what is the role of an intelligence organization, you will see the role. They are quite way bigger. We are talking about matters of national security. If let me say it was about funds that are going to probably fund a government-related operation, it is okay. I mean, that could be okay. But this is PDM at a local level. Why spend money involving all other? Of course, the security organs are necessary, but not to the level of ISO. I would really think that would be something really. That's why I was in sort of disagreement.
All right. That's Barita Andrew's take on that matter. I have Rona and Howard still. Briefly, Rona, your take on the parish development model. The PSST does say that there is a need for feedback from the different parishes on how the money performed, and then that there is still more money locked in banks because they are yet to give it to the beneficiaries. They are still tracking to see how the people will be getting it. They don't want this money to be released, and then at the end of the day, the beneficiaries fail to benefit from it. So I don't know if you're to look steadily at the issue to do with more understanding about the parish development model. We've done all these reports about the PDM.
True.
Does it look like the answer that we're actually looking up to? For example, if we are to put this particular country into the money economy, like President Museveni said, the parish development model, Andrew's take was pretty much rotating around him saying, well, ISO being put into this is quite challenging because it does not seem like it's a crime to be fought. Then your take on the PDM?
First of all, I would say I'm shocked because last I know when I called the officer in charge of parish development model, he told me that by the end of January this year, almost everyone will have gotten what they're supposed to get. All the money will be deposited in the SACCO's accounts. So if you're telling me that people are getting 25%, then that means maybe someone lied to me. But I do not know why why they are. Maybe it's just for caution and not to mismanage the funds, since there's always accountability in regards to that. But I think this is this came up because of the cases that we've had. Corruption. We have had several of these RDCs or the chairpersons in charge of this money get arrested because of swindling the money even before they get to the accounts of the SACCOs. And this is the money that is supposed to develop agriculture, uplift the people, uplift the people in the grassroots that are in agriculture, that in a way develop the country. So I'm shocked at the way the things are taking a turn. I hope that the people that are meant to receive these funds receive them and on time.
Well, maybe something a little, Joram. Okay. The PSST mentioned about education, financial inclusion, and he talked about how education is an equalizer to all that. But surprisingly, the most elite people are the ones that do things that we don't really expect them to. So why is the education really helping them out there? The elite people are the thieves.
And anyways, besides that, in just a recent revelation, President Museveni did, of course, warn to crack down those who are actually engaging in messing up with the parish development model, having realized that the model, which was designed to at least make sure that all Ugandans get into the money economy, has been disadvantaged in the infant stages. It's just started. It did start off with the flagship program for the financial year 2023-2024, rather 2022-2023. But in the infant stages, the revelations do show that there's been some mismanagement in one way or the other. In northern Uganda last year, there were reports that, well, the chief administrative officers and RDCs were part of the people who are swindling these particular funds, so that means it was mismanaged in there. And I do believe it's one of the reasons as to why we do have different intelligence agencies being part of the entire exercise now, to ensure that money isn't stolen or mismanaged at the end of the day. And well, of course, as you're still watching Smart Means Business, after the break, when we do return, we have Ronan Nahawe who will be taking us briefly in some of the key business trends that are happening within the country, and of course what to look forward to this particular week. It's the Women's Week, or you could clearly say the Women's Month, generally because of the fact that tomorrow will be Women's Day. So we speak empowerment of women, we speak a lot more to do with putting women in positions where they will be recognized, as much as we call for equality among us both genders. You're watching Smart Means Business. Stick around with us, we'll be returning shortly after. But before we even head into the break, remember to quickly head into the world of investment together with Zabu, which says you can invest anywhere, of course in the time frame of 8:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. All you need to do is to register with your national identification number, and in the next 24 hours you'll be ready to invest in government bonds and of course other securities available on the platform. Well, be part of this investment journey. For example, if you want to invest in government bonds, the minimum amount is 15,000 Ugandan shillings, and all you need to know is these markets only close during the weekends and on public holidays. Zabu, My Money, My Future, Alltech East Africa, do something new. And of course that is it for Zabu, and keep on investing as much as you can. After the break, we return, and we also have our SMB on ground conversations coming up shortly. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.
Say goodbye to paperwork and travel costs. Now every MTN customer can register to invest in securities anytime and anywhere with Zabu in a few simple steps. Step 1. Dial *292#. Step 2. Select option 1. Register with Zabu. Step 3. Enter your full names. Step 4. Enter your national identification number. Step 5.